Bruh, where's my camera?
She looked dusty, like she needed to take a page from Sister Girl's book and maybe put some cocoa butter on because she was given dehydration.
This is where I'm going to tell you, you need to take a page from the patriarchy, okay? Just a little page, just a sprinkle of patriarchy.
I need to get my walls busted wide open because for the next 30, 40 years, I'm going to be living with trash P9. Would you ever give a hall pass
No.
to your All right, next topic.
Put it on, girl. Let me see it. Put it on, girl. Let me see it.
Welcome to another episode of Accidentally Informed where...
Oh, we can't guarantee that you'll learn something, but you just might.
Sorry, I didn't give you the heads up on that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. That's me.
That's your part.
Yeah.
How you doing, Erica?
I'm doing wonderful. Yourself?
I'm good. I haven't been in the casino at all in 2025.
Really?
It's amazing. And yeah.
Yeah, are you going through withdrawal or?
No, because I haven't really had a good run before I stopped. Like, usually when I have like a bad loss, I'm like, let me just stay out of there because I have an attitude now. But it'll be calling my name soon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I do actually have I have some plans for my birthday, and they might revolve around a casino. But my husband kind of shaded you because he was like, "Oh, I can hear Claudia running now."
Running.
So I was like, I don't want to feed the beast. I don't want to be like, it's like you're like, "Oh, I stopped drinking," and I'm like, but I'm popping bottles over here.
Exactly.
So we'll see. We'll see how that all goes.
Just give me the option.
Okay.
And then
all right.
see,
I'll let you know.
And it'll be a test to see if I can control myself.
Okay.
But
all
I
right.
probably can't.
Okay.
The problem is I have too many credit cards. So like even though I may not take the money out of my checking account, I can just always get cash advances on so many.
No.
So it feels like it's not a lot if you just take some from this one, some from that one, and then yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try.
That is problematic. That's problematic, and we're gonna pray on that.
We will pray. We will pray. But I feel like I'm very optimistic. I always think that I deserve to win because I'm somewhat of a good person. So I feel like I deserve to win. So I keep going. But anyways, let's just get into the show because I could talk about my degenerateness the entire show. And you did not come here for that. You came to be accidentally informed. All right, let's get into this. It's been really a lot of craziness going on. Racial profiling. Mm-hmm. Is it at its highest? Do you feel like it's more of a thing now?
I think racial profiling has always been a thing. I think that when we got into more recent years, there was it was more systematically covert, and because of the administration, people feel a lot more emboldened in their profiling and the way that they're moving.
Well, there's no shame to it anymore. Mm-hmm. Before, people would actually be offended if you called them a racist. Now they're like, "You're damn right, I'm a racist, you nigger." That's my Klan impersonation. Did you think did I make you feel something when I said that?
Well, no, actually.
Was it laughable or was it scary?
I was like, oh, okay. Well, I didn't know we were going here.
Well,
right,
let's
go. Honestly,
it's different times now.
Yeah, I have had people call me so many different things.
Sorry, white people in the audience. I did not mean to make y'all feel like I'm like, oh.
Well, no, I mean, hey, there's something about how overt racism has become that it almost loses its effect to hear something like that.
Do you not get mad anymore when you hear it? The N-word?
I don't get affected the way that I did before. Like,
it's laughable
affect,
now? Is it
not effect.
Okay, well, yeah. I bring up the topic because former UFC champion, a former champion, was escorted off a Frontier airline plane, after a disagreement over him sitting in an exit row seat. He is Muslim. Let's take a look.
I know the language.
It's not about the language.
I know how to help people, and now you guys, because this woman don't have the message, don't understand what she's talking about. That.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're either gonna have you switch your seat because my flight attendants are not allowing you to sit next to.
And the video shows more of the aftermath. Apparently, it was a situation where he was sitting in the exit row, and the flight attendant approached and said, "Are you okay to do the duties like they do every flight?"
They asked for verbal yes.
Right. And apparently there was some either miscommunication with what was said or if he was, but it appeared that the only reason why the miscommunication was happening is because of how he was presenting as a Muslim man.
And they said that they kind of put it on him that he perhaps didn't understand English, but then he
Right.
came out on video and said, "I actually speak the English language pretty damn good. I'm good."
Yeah.
What do you? I mean, it's no secret that America has had this hostility towards the Muslim community for a very, very long time, and my issue with this is America has its nerve. It's extremism in Christianity. There's extremism in the Muslim world. It's extremists are the problem in any religion or any group or any demographic, and to just paint everybody that is a member that practices Islam, that is a Muslim, with that same brush that they're all terrorists or a threat, it's unbelievable. Like, what if we painted all white people with colonizers that violently killed Indians, Native Americans, I should say? You know, I just feel like certain demographics get the stench of the lowest of the low, while others get to skate by, usually white folks. They don't get judged by their worst.
Well, I think that in any situation, whether we're talking about globally or, in your community or maybe even in your home, there is a system that we as humans kind of abide by. And one of those things is that there has to be a boogeyman.
Yeah.
Like, there has to be a boogeyman. I have a friend who always talks about how growing up, her mother would never allow her to play in groups of 3 because there was always going to be one person who was either systematically out or they were going to get the brunt of when 2 people come together and decide that somehow you're different than us because we live in a hierarchical society. And I know it sounds silly to be like, well, as a child, like you can't play in groups of 3, but it made total sense to me. I think there's something about human nature that, especially for people, and there's a lot of insecure people who walk amongst us, they need someone to crap on.
Yeah.
And it's easy when we have been set up in a hierarchy in this country. We have been set up based on the supremacy of colonizers, which equates to white supremacy. And therefore, anything that is from the spectrum of from most white to least, that's how the hierarchy falls. And when we think about Muslims and not even recently, when we think about the Muslim community and how they have been vilified in this country for generations, and now it's just so open, then yes, of course, we're expecting things like this to happen because we've set up the landscape for it.
It's really sad because, and I don't mean to come off harshly against white folks. I really don't. I just say things, I kind of go extreme in my examples to kind of make the point and to make it more understandable, because I feel like you have to hit folks over the head, like verbally, for them to understand it. I feel like a lot of people, they're not affected by this, so it doesn't, like, they don't say, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Okay, folks that are listening to the show, watching, Timothy McVeigh, white domestic terrorist in America, blew up the federal building in Oklahoma City, right? Because of that incident, white men in America are not demonized and all painted with the same brush as Timothy McVeigh. It's looked at like he was a troubled person. He was radicalized or something happened with him individually. But then imagine, you're a Muslim, you want peace, and everyone's just grouped in this box with the extremists. I just think it's so unfair. And I just want folks that are of the majority in America, which currently is white people, to just be a little bit more open-minded about what that must feel like when you're navigating through life and you haven't done a thing to deserve this label, but just because of the religion that you practice, that you're deemed a threat and you have to walk through life every single day. Imagine the burden. And then when you react to a situation that's negative towards you and you get upset, there you go again. Yeah. Oh, you're going to blow us up. You're a terrorist. No. And it's just that, to be on the receiving end of racism or just, all these phobias, you're lucky there's not more ticking time bombs walking out here that around that do, go off.
Yeah.
Because it's from a young age, you're constantly being looked at. If you're black, you're gonna steal my purse. You're gonna blow up this plane. You're gonna steal from me. You're gonna rape from me. And it's like most of us are just out here trying to make a living, have a family, find love, be happy, and live our lives. There's extremists and bad guys in all areas, and I just need people to be more open to that idea. And that's that. And I'm not saying that everybody in every demographic is bad or is fantastic, is wonderful.
But I don't think that you need to couch that. I don't have an issue with your delivery. Your delivery is different than my delivery is, but that's just because our personalities are different. That's just who we are. Yes. But I think that there's so much room for both. And what you're really doing is you're provoking people to pay attention and care. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be very honest, if it don't apply, you let it fly. Mm-hmm. No one who isn't triggered or feeling like, oh, she's talking about me. It's like what we need to understand, especially when we're coming together, because it takes more than just your community to create the true definition of a community coming together. It takes more than people who look alike or, pray to the same God. Mm-hmm. It takes more than people who are in the same socioeconomic, stratus. Yeah. It takes people unifying. And I think the way that you deliver things in terms of being like, hey, wake up, because it's also a wake up to the people who are directly next to the people. Because keep in mind, most people who don't agree with what you're saying aren't listening right now. Yeah. It's the people who are like, well, I'm white, but I ain't that kind of white. Yeah, those are the people who are like, oh, okay, but I don't think they're like, well, that's offensive. I think people are like, I get what you're saying.
The people that get offended are the people that I'm talking about that are doing these things. My mother's white. And when I say these things, and she sometimes watches what I do, and she never gets offended because she knows I'm not like that. She's like, obviously, I'm not like that. And I see it, too, having 2 black children. Yeah. I see what happens out here. She's argued with many other white people about their preconceived notions and how ignorant or how racist they are. And I appreciate that. And you're right. We do need all of us. I am by no stretch of any imagination saying that we just need just us and that's it. No, it doesn't work like that. If America still wants to, claim to be this beautiful melting pot in this amazing place that is like no other country, you have got to start behaving. You have to start putting your money where your mouth is. You want to look like this amazing country to the other countries in the world and look down your noses and say, oh, they're this and they're that. When right here in your own backyard, you don't have it together. Because the way we've been divided so bad ever since Sarah Palin came on the scene and kicked back up all the hatred from the 50s and 60s and 70s and kind of brought that alt-right stuff back in the fold and made it more mainstream. Like, we're so far away from this bullshit fairy tale that America tries to sell us. We're not there anymore. We're going back. We are going back. And it scares me because there was a time, and I don't hate America. There was a time I was getting very proud of, wow, our country doesn't do that. Our country doesn't do this. And guess what? We are doing it. And in some parts of the country, worse than some of these other countries that we look down our nose upon.
Who would have thought that putting lipstick on a pig and I can see Russia from my backyard would evoke all of this? Right. I mean, for real, who would have thought?
And McCain didn't even like her dumb ass. She was forced upon us.
Well, that was a Hail Mary. And it was a Hail Mary that I think to this day, it absolutely ushered in the clown show at the highest level. And it's unfortunate.
I mean, she was a loser. She couldn't even win Miss Alaska. She was Miss Runner-Up in one of the states that has never won. They never win Miss USA, okay? No shade to Alaska. I'm sure there's plenty of beautiful women there, but she was like, girl, you can't even win a pageant in your state. What are you doing trying to be a vice president? Get out of here. And your kids are all over the place. They're giving white trash. They're giving trailer park. You're all kind of baby mama drama. Like, y'all belong on Jerry Springer, not anywhere near the White House. Like, that's my opinion of Sarah Palin. I was her for Halloween one year, and I had a banner that said, Miss Alaska almost. I was carrying a bottle of vodka, and I kept saying, I can see Alaska from my house. No, I can see Russia from my house. It was so fun, but I was like, damn, I feel stupid. I feel like a few levels dumber, like being Sarah Palin for Halloween.
Well, I mean, at the time, it was a pop culture moment. That's for sure.
I can't believe we're such a we're such an unserious country now. We are. I'm gonna move to Aruba. I swear.
Oh, okay. I want to go.
Aruba is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. There's like no crime there. Like there's no, like the crime is very, very low. Like they may steal a cell phone. There's like no murder except the one Natalie Holloway.
Yeah.
And that was a European that came over there that did it.
Well, she was an American.
But I'm saying the killer.
Oh, yeah.
He
I was
came in and messed it up for the nice Caribbean people.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
What's acceptable behavior in first class? Let's get into this. A video is going viral of a woman brushing her hair and putting on a bonnet in first class. Let's take a look. Okay, so as you see, the black woman was brushing her hair,
Yes.
putting her bonnet on so she can travel with the bonnet. And let me just say, I appreciate you for putting your bonnet when you got on the flight, not going through the airport with it on. I think that, to me, that was classy to me. And the look she got from the white lady, what'd you think about that? Was she...
I think that
is that bad behavior to brush your hair in first class?
I've seen people brush their hair on the plane, period. I do love, I'm not gonna lie, I do love a first class flight. I do. But I think she would have gotten that stare regardless of what she was doing, because I am familiar with that stare.
Oh, yeah. What does that stare mean for the people that are watching?
So
If Nancy Mace is watching right now, which I'm sure she is.
Yeah, child, let me tell you. Nancy Mace. So I do travel mostly in the first class cabin.
Because you're rich.
No, it's because not because I'm rich. I'm not rich.
Yes, she is. Look
I
at her.
travel in first class because I am
Zoom in on that ring, please.
I'm a frequent flyer. And I'm also a purist to the flight the airlines that I fly to.
It is okay to. I need you to own your richness.
Yeah,
Your
so
soft life.
I fly more often in first class than I do in economy. That's
don't.
okay. But what I will say about that is that I am used to getting that stare.
What are you doing in first class? Is that the look?
There's it's like
What
it's
athlete's
a double
wife are you?
take. It's a whole thing. And honestly, I think I said this on this podcast before, but I do dress up to go to the airport. Generally, I'm very dressed up. Sometimes I'm like, just maybe if I'm wearing athleisure wear, it's a little heightened, something like that. And it's not to impress anyone. It's so that no one ruins my effing day.
That's a shame. You have to move like that for them. You know what I mean?
It's literally so no one ruins my day, because I don't want to be thinking about your ignorance and foolery saying something or giving me some look or whatever it is. But let me tell you, it really doesn't matter what I'm wearing, how I'm showing up. It's just the fact that I'm a black woman in first class that people are very intrigued sometimes, and other times it's like, well, what are you doing? It's like that up and down thing. So just being black in first class is going to elicit some responses. Now, let me tell you on the flip side of that too, because when you board early and everybody's coming through the plane, and the ones that I really appreciate and I find so funny are other black people that give me like a thumbs up. I'll get like a salute, like a smile and
it's a whole
I'm like,
it's not a walk of shame, but it's like such a gauntlet that you have to walk through when you go through first class. Like you're like, they're judging you, you're judging them. You're like, okay, I see you. Okay. And then they're looking at you, wondering if you're going to sit next to them. It is a whole thing. I will say that woman that was judging or looking at that black woman, like it's such a shady way. All kind of nonsense happens on airplanes. So miss me with having an issue with someone brushing their hair. Now, what I do have an issue with in first class or coach, where I'm usually, is people putting their nasty bare feet on the bulkhead, that
beyond.
part, coughing with no mask on, clearing their throat, all that stuff. That is behavior that I have issue with. Brushing your hair and putting in a bonnet should not be an issue. But I agree with you. I think no matter what that black girl did in first class, that woman was going to give her a dirty look.
Yeah.
And might I add, The woman that was giving the dirty looks, she should have been the one brushing her hair and putting on makeup because she was giving dehydrated, dry, split ends. She looked dusty, like she needed to take a page from Sister Girl's book and maybe put some cocoa butter on because she was giving dehydration. She was giving, I need some oil of Olay and a bronzer.
Not
because
oil
she
of
was
Olay.
giving dusty. Like, I just think there's a lot of jealousy.
Yeah, but there's so much judgment too.
And why are you here?
Another thing that I really, really love when I get to fly.
First class every time.
When I get to fly.
Erica, I'm gonna make you. You gonna own this richness.
No. I swear to you, I'm not a rich person. I'm strategic. I'm not rich. But
Translation,
this is another thing.
I have money, but I don't want people to not support us. I need to run the numbers up and act poorer so we can make money on Spotify and Apple. But really, I don't need
Please
this. This is a
support
hobby.
us. No, that is so untrue. Everybody who knows me knows that I am always coming up with new ways and innovations to secure a bag, honey. Okay, I think we should all be proactive about our bag security. And so
Speaking of
support.
bags, I love your Louis Vuitton luggage. It's so nice.
Oh, thank you. But let me tell you, my flight attendant friends, okay, we're not really friends, but we are friends, especially for that flight. I love when I walk on to a flight and there are Black flight attendants, especially my Black gay men. They go all out on the whole thing. They go all out. I have a video. Actually, I can't post it because I didn't ask him if I could post it, but he was like doing his whole spiel with the security and this is the exit row, whatever. And I was recording because I was like, like because he had a rhythm to it. He was really going. So I was like recording him. And then he kept turning around, looking at me and laughing. He's like, you have me off my game. You have me cracking up. Because I was like, yeah, you tell them, all of them. They need to know. So, yes, if I get on a flight with you, please come and say hi because we will have the best time in the air. Okay.
I will say my experience was different coming here. I wasn't coach, but there was a brother, a Black gay man that was a flight attendant, and he and his big old booty, which was sitting very high, shout out to you, I'm jealous. He tried to give me the first class experience. He's like, hey girl, there's an aisle seat in 31 D if you like it, and there's no one next to you, and I could bring you something to drink. So as though he felt bad for me that being a celebrity, I was in the coach, and he wanted to make me have first class in coach, but it was too close to the toilet, so I said no.
Oh,
There's no real happy ending to that story, but I just
Shout
want to
out
say
to
he tried to make it better for me.
that's amazing. This is all to say, we got to take care of each other.
Yes.
Okay. Because every seat should be a first class seat when we taking care of
He
each
tried
other.
to give me that Erica Cobb treatment in 31D. 31D. Okay, listen, you are listening and watching Accidentally Informed. Don't forget to like the podcast and follow us on social media. I am Claudia Jordan, along with my girl, Erica Cobb.
Hello.
Hey, we're going to get to the next topic right now. Okay. All right, Erica, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If you won the lottery, would you share your winnings with your family?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was waiting for the not.
No, absolutely. I am always team if I'm eating, we're all getting fed.
Okay, but like how much of it? Okay, say you won $1 million. Because you can go through that.
Oh yeah.
'Cause,
Well,
that's
first of all, 1 million, now you're dealing with really 500,000 after taxes.
Right, and then
yeah, I think everyone gets a cute little, stipend birthday gift that year.
maybe like a 5-10K.
Yeah.
Okay. A woman just won $2 million from the lottery and says she won't be giving any of her winnings to her family after they excluded her from a group trip. So they did not invite her on a group trip. Then she wins the lottery. She's like, y'all ain't getting nothing from me. Is she justified?
Yes.
Kind of. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I came from that type of family, they wouldn't be getting anything either.
So it is conditional. It's like, if you were
Absolutely.
nice to me, you get something, not just because.
Would you share your lottery winnings with your family?
The ones that rock with me, yeah, and the ones I feel bad for.
Yeah.
I have had 2 people in my family win the lottery,
Really?
and I didn't get shit.
How much?
Okay, so my godmother won 1.5 million back in the 80s.
Wow.
So back then that was a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So she was getting ready she moved back to Italy. And when she got there, she had asked her family to keep playing her numbers. As soon as she leaves, she wins. So she had to move back. So, okay, she kept her same lifestyle. Her and her husband very modest. They paid their house off. They kept their jobs. Well, they kept working and they just like used that as savings every year, which I thought was really smart.
Yeah.
My cousin, she's gonna get mad every time I talk about her on social media, on shows. She gets mad. No one knows your name because it's gone now. But she won 15 million part of Powerball in the 90s, and she ran through it. She was like she kind of like, she never had an experience with like money like that. And she would like take 20 people to like Disneyland and continue gambling and made a lot of mistakes, which I do feel bad.
Yeah.
But she ran through that money, and she had to go back to work after that. Find out later that her financial advisor took like 5 million from her.
Oh my gosh.
And then committed suicide.
Oh my
which I thought was really sad.
gosh.
So, would I help? Yeah. I mean, there's people, I don't have a huge family, so it really wouldn't take that much for me to like help out. Like my cousin Sterling, I would definitely help out. Of course, my mom, my brother and his wife and kids, they have money. They're doing really well.
Yeah.
But I do have some people in my family that are definitely, kind of struggling with things financially. I would definitely look out. And even if they didn't give me stuff, I still would probably give to them because, it's fine.
Yeah. I have very firm and hard rules with money. And I think that has served me fairly well. Mm-hmm. I will say that anytime, you are in a position to receive money that you didn't work for, it's very easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
So the same thing happens, I'm the daughter of a funeral director. I hear a lot of stories, over the past 25 years. And the truth is, I'm always very nervous when someone is the beneficiary of a large life insurance policy, because that's a life insurance policy that someone had worked the span of their entire life to make sure that you were afforded, and because you didn't work for it, you don't have that same value of the money. So you have to be very careful. My rule is I will extend money to people with the understanding that I will never see that money again. So it's never going to be an amount that is going to, cause me to stress about it. It's just simply that. So if it's something where I'm offering because I see you are in a place where, hey, I can do this and it's not going to affect me the way that it's going to affect you, then it's done. Let's not talk about it. If you come to me and ask me for a loan, then that's where things become, I'm very hard line in the sand. So
I hate when they ask. I love when they don't ask.
Yeah.
I want to give you more.
Yeah. Well, I had a situation with someone in my life, and I had not heard from this person in literally years, like maybe 5 years. And out of the blue, I get a call, and not only did this person ask me for money, but they completely they completely misclassified how we were related. Like, are you lost? Like,
they try to claim you more?
Yeah, like completely like, well, actually, he was the younger, my younger, blah, blah, blah. Well, actually, I'm younger. I always have been, but okay. And then it was like, well, I need this for this and, help out your so-and-so, whatever. And honestly, I was like, okay. But I said in that moment that this is what I'm going to do. And I am going to give you this amount. But that is the last time that you can ever ask for anything.
Because usually people want to keep going back to the source.
Yeah. And I said, I am going to give this to you with no expectation of it being paid back. Wow. But I want you to understand that this is the last time that you can ask me for anything ever. So I'm going to throw it back to you and say, based on this amount that I will send to you right now, are you willing to take this amount and never ask me for anything else? Because that's it. Or you can reevaluate the situation, because it wasn't a massive amount. But it was an amount.
It adds up.
And then that person told me yes, and I sent the money, and I haven't heard from them since, and that was 5 years ago.
Well, they never even hit your back after that.
Not for even just no reason.
Not even to talk.
Not on social media, not on text, not on anything.
It seems like you become the bad guy when you help someone out. Like before they get it, there's this meme. It's like before they get the money, it has this cat that's like all humble with the big eyes, and then after the cat's like hissing at you. It's like you're almost demonized for loaning someone money or helping them out because they feel uncomfortable that they can't give it back to you. I have recently, I have given away a lot of money, and I could really use that now. I was looking at people that said, oh, I got this investment or this thing that we could go in on. I'm looking at close to $300,000. $300,000. One person alone over $100,000. Actually, 190 with one person. There was 2 opportunities to invest or buy into something, and I don't know how they're not feeling weird about, okay, if I can't pay you back, I can create some opportunities for you. And then this person's kind of in the entertainment business and world. And I let a lot of stuff go because I work really hard. I get blessed. I'll get a chunk of money. I'll get this, I'll get that. But I think back, I'm like, what I've lost with helping out or believing in people or going with someone in this part, I could have paid off a house. I could have started a business. And I don't really have any safety nets in my world, which is kind of sad. There's no one that I think I could ask to bail me out right now. Yeah. So I have a lot of anxiety over money. Even when I have an amount in the bank that most people would be like, oh, that's good. I'm like, no, I get very nervous because I don't have anyone that I could say, hey, I need 10 grand. There's no one I would ask for that. I don't know who I would ask for that. Although I have written out lots of money. And the people who have done me the dirtiest when it comes to money have been men, and not men that I've dealt with, male friends that have needed help for their families or for this or for that. And the women have all paid me back. All the women that have ever borrowed money from me have paid me back. And the men are the ones that I've had issue with. Isn't that crazy?
That is such a double whammy.
$300,000.
Yeah, just based on the idea that we know that, historically speaking, and even today, that men have the ability to make more money.
So my $300,000 is $600,000.
Right.
Really, if you
Seriously.
think about it. And I think about and I have to I have a bleeding heart for other people. I want to save the world. Even with the fires in Los Angeles, I was going on GoFundMes and donating to people I do not know. Anonymously, some have my name on it, but I just did it. Not for hey, look at me, I donated. Because it's not huge amounts, but I just go to a lot of them, But anyways, it's going to come back to me.
It will. It always does. It always does.
Okay, listen, we got to get into this. So hall passes, that's a thing that people have conversations about. And a lot of times they're hypothetical, but some people really go through with them. Would you ever give a hall pass to your All right. Next topic.
No, absolutely not.
Well, recently a man asked for advice about for soon-to-be wife. His fiancée asked for a hall pass, and she wanted to have sex with other men before their wedding.
Just random other men?
Yeah, I guess.
Generally, a hall pass is like a celebrity, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and he wants to know if he should end the engagement or let her just do her thing.
Bruh, where's my camera? If you propose to a woman and she said yes, and now she is flipping the script to ask you for several hall passes to go bang other men all up and down the street, literally, because it wasn't just one. You can't even go into a high school and ask for that many hall passes to go to the bathroom, okay? Cool. Where are we giving out hall passes that you can give to your fiance so that it gives them license to have sex with other men? That don't even make any sense. It is giving low self-esteem for you to even consider it. And I'll tell you what, right now she's being kind by asking you for the hall pass. But once you sign that paperwork, sister girl gonna be all up and down the neighborhood because you are weak. That is weak sauce. You better show her who's boss right now. And this is I'm going to bring in, I know we all are about destroy the patriarchy. This is where I'm going to tell you need to take a page from the patriarchy, okay? Just a little page, just a sprinkle of patriarchy. And let this woman know that she can't be having sex with any other men before y'all's wedding.
Translation: the reason why she wants a hall pass is you're a good guy and you're probably a provider, but your dick is small. And she knows she wants to commit to you for other reasons, like you're going to be financially secure. She likes you. You take out the trash. You'll be a good dad and all that. Like you do all the corny things and all the good things that make a good husband, but your dick is trash. So before she commits to this, she's like, if I'm going to go in and be faithful before I go into this, I need to get my walls busted wide open, because for the next 30, 40 years, I'm going to be living with trash P9. P9, we haven't said it in a few episodes.
Oh, Lord. Welcome back.
So that is why she's doing this, because any woman who's getting sexually satisfied by their husband, first of all, they don't talk back like that. They don't talk shit like that. They are afraid to lose you. But if you're a man that has good traits and good characteristics and that is lacking, your woman, you really gotta, like, you can't really, like, there's a thing I saw on social media. If you are working with a little small peen, lower your voice when you talk to me. But if you got you got that monster, you can be like, woman, where you been? I'm sorry, So I think she's telling us without telling us that her fiance is a good guy, but his dick is trash.
So that's never going to work, my love. I'm so sorry. It's never going to work. And the thing about it, too,
Do you agree with my theory?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, well, here's the thing.
Why would you ask if you were satisfied? Like, why would you ask?
Clearly. I mean, I was reading between the lines on that one, too. Like, she knows that she has a good thing and she doesn't want to. I don't know if she doesn't want to ruin it. It seems to me like she's teetering on the idea of, well, if he says yes, then we can just move forward. If he says no, then I have my answer of what I need to do. But the thing is, for him, is that she is setting you up for a life of really subserviency. And I think that no one should have to be subservient, in a relationship.
And if she goes and gets with if her hall pass has a larger member and then coming back home, it's like takes away from him. Like he loses again. It's like a tic-tac down a hallway. He's going to be like, I don't feel anything. There's no friction because someone else blew up the spot. So now he loses again and again. And then he can never make her a climax because she's not feeling it. I'm telling you, the guy she's going to cheat with is going to have a bigger one. A lot of times it just comes down to the basics. Like we can be all high-end and cerebral about this, but at the end of the day, it's about dick. It's about dick for her.
Well, I think
it's dick.
Maybe it's about passion. Because I think that just as much as the size, that people want to talk about the size all the time, but it's also having that type of chemistry. Maybe she doesn't have that type. Maybe they're more of a friendship partnership than they are lovers.
Because if you have passion, and I've been here before, if you have passion with a guy that is less endowed, and trust me, I'm not just being a sides queen. I've had passionate relationships and relations with a man that was less endowed, but because I loved our chemistry. I loved him. It was okay. That's why she's lacking. He's lacking size. He's lacking all of it. She doesn't like having sex with him.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, my guy.
She don't like you.
I'm going to tell you, my guy. You need to play this numbers game because all I hear from are single women who are looking for a good man. Now, the idea that you would have to, clearly you're a good man because she wants to marry you. She just wants to have sex with other people. I'm pretty sure that you can find a woman who not only wants to marry you because it sounds like you're a good dude, but will also be very happy and passionate with you, and you don't have to compromise. How are you compromising as a single man who clearly, seemingly is a provider and a good communicator partner in the year 2025 of our Lord? You can't find a single woman out there who is looking at you like you're the whole package. You need to get out of your town or wherever you are living, because clearly it's limited, and find a woman who is looking for you.
He needs a woman with a smaller vagina. They're not compatible. Like her coochie is too big for him. And sometimes you just have to accept it for what it is. You are dealing with, like, y'all are not matched up. He needs a smaller puss. Like he needs a virgin. He needs someone that has very little experience because then she'll be satisfied. I'm sure it's not that small, but I'm telling you, I'm just breaking it down to what it is. I know y'all be like, she's always making it about sex and lowest common denominator. Most humans are operating in the lowest kind of common denominator. And I'm telling you, if she want to screw somebody, when I've been happy with someone passion-wise or the side, I don't want anybody else touching me. Right, you don't. Right. When you're satisfied, women are not operating. We're not wired like that where we want someone else touching us. But if we know this is whack, but I like this about him, she's letting you know you are not enough for her. Her vagina is too big. Or your peen is too small. That's it. End of story.
Yeah, we sounding alarms over here.
Sound the alarm. Beep, beep. Your dick is too small or her cooch is too big. That's all it is. All right. Well, this has been another episode of Accidentally Informed.
Well, we can't guarantee that you will learn something, but it'll definitely be about peni.
I think you learned that, hey, your penis is too small. Her cooch is too big. Equal opportunity. All right. We'll see you next time here on our show. Please like, share, and tell a friend.
Yes.
And tell your friends if they want a hall pass. Something wrong with it. I'm telling you, it's a lot of truth to what I just said. I think there was some gems I just gave you. Bye.